Hello, this is Andrea Baslatin, also known as Happy Teach. Today I want to talk to you about how to use Spark Post in particular in the classroom to enhance your lesson plans or emphasize a learning point and things like that. So let's get started. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to spark.adobe.com. Right now, I have a special page up because I just wanted to show you something that you can do with it as well. But let me go ahead and go to spark.adobe.com. And when you get here, now I'm already signed in because I already have an Adobe Spark account. However, if you use Photoshop or if you've used even Acrobat or anything like that, then you probably already have an Adobe account. If you haven't, then it'll probably bring you to a screen where you can create your account. But more than likely, a lot of you have probably been working in Spark. A lot of you have probably been working with Acrobat and things like that. I had my account way before Adobe had subscriptions. I had it way back when working with Illustrator. I think version 5, Photoshop version 5 for sure. But so I've had it a long time, and that account has followed me all throughout to today. So that part doesn't change. All right, so I'm here. This is the home page, pretty much. Over here to the left, you're going to see the home page. You're going to see projects, and these are projects that I've worked on, you're currently working on, or in the past, and things like that. Also, there's branding. Now, I brand my my material for my school. Right now, I have Batty Laddie branded, and that is one of my characters that I have for my classroom and my day job. And the Happy Teach is my character everywhere else. And then I have Pavilion, which is another brand that's my job's brand. So anything that I create for my job, I have sitting in here as well, and all the information. And then if I wanted to create a brand, I would click here. So that's not something we're going to talk about in this video, but that is something that exists. And then over here, if you want to go to learn, this is where you'll be taught by other people from Adobe of how to, create things for social media. They're even teaching things in here as well, and lessons and stuff like that. So I'm going to go back to home. This is our home base, and where we start everything. You'll also notice a plus, and a plus is the basis of this program. If you can click a plus sign, you can create something amazing in Spark, Spark Post, Spark Page, and Spark Video. So that's the other thing about Spark. There are 3. Spark Post is if you want to create like a quick post, like a flyer, something to post to your Instagram, Facebook, something to have in your slideshow, your presentation, things like that. That's what Spark is. It's a single page for instance, I have this agenda, and you'll see like the different single Spark pages that I have. And there are also templates of, advertisements and just introductions and stuff like that. If you want to create, so that's post. If you want to create a presentation, sort of like your lesson plans or a slideshow presentation and things like that, that's where you're going to deal with things like Spark Page. If you want to do things like video or anything involving audio, that's where you're going to want to, or even photos that are in a video that you create into a video, that's where you're going to want to go into Spark Video. Today, we're going to be doing Spark Post, but if you would like to learn about those other things, let me know. I do plan on doing a video for Spark Page and for Spark Video eventually, but right now, today, I'm focusing on Spark Post. But if you want to see it sooner than I plan to do it, let me know. I love creating the videos, and anything that you guys tell me that you want to see, I'll create a video for it. So what we're going to do, I had this one open up for you just to show you. So this was a Spark post that I created. One of the things we teach is digital photography, and our students always forget to charge their batteries. So we give them these camera kits, and they come to the class the next day. We have it, written in there for them to charge their batteries, but they forget. They get back to where they are, and life happens, and so you forget. So one of the things I created was just a simple reminder of don't forget to charge your batteries, so that this helps them remember, oh, I got to charge my batteries, and you put it everywhere. You can put it like inside the lesson material. If you're teaching online, put it inside of the announcements, send it out in emails, and even posting it, randomly, all the time, just so that they see it. Maybe they come to their homepage, or like uh, a cafe, like if you have like a chat cafe set up for them, and then you have this in there. Don't forget to charge your batteries. If that's a point that you want to emphasize, that you're noticing that they're forgetting, or they're getting high misses, on exams and stuff like that, it's really, really cool to create something to help them remember. All right. So back to Spark Post. All right. So we're on the main page, and this is where you can actually create. You can decide what you want to create. You will see that there are already templates set up for us as far as size templates. Like if you want to do an Instagram story, there's a size for that. Post, Facebook post, a photo collage, and things like that. These are here for you already. And if you scroll down again, that's where you'll see a template that you can use a template for that. But we're going to do it from scratch. And also, it's going to further emphasize my point of, if you can click a plus sign, you can create awesome. All right. Another thing that I like about Spark is as soon as you go, it greets you. I really love greeting. And it just says, hey, Andrea, tell your story with Spark, or whatever you want to do. All right. If you want to view all, over here to the right, if you're not seeing all of the templates, you want to do something else, click on view all. That's going to take you. View all projects. That's going to take you to more projects. View all templates to take you more templates, and view all articles to take you to more articles. All right, so I'm going to go to this plus sign. Let's click it. And now we have flyer. We can start off with our story. We can start off with our Facebook post, a collage, webpage, video, what have you want to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a flyer. So click on flyer. It kind of gives you like a nice little message as it's loading up all the information for you, which is really, really cool. Read those. Some are very, very interesting. If you can, though. Mine went pretty quick today. My internet seems really awesome at the moment. But anyway, so you always have a breadcrumb too. If you want to go back to projects, you can. This breadcrumb that shows up at the top. And so we'll get started. All right. So over here to the right, you're going to see where you have some flyer templates that other creators, such as you, me, other Adobe people have created. Whatever they want to highlight, it's going to be over here. All right. And so you see this plus sign, because I already told you, see a plus sign, you can create awesome. That's what I mean. You absolutely can. But now with nothing selected, everything is context sensitive. So nothing is selected. So it's just giving us the options of everything that we can do to get started. So again, we have templates over here. We have design. If you want to change the design, layout, resize, all that fun stuff that we can do here. So let's say we chose this flyer, but then we're kind of deciding, we don't know if we really want to go with, this flyer as it is. If you click on resize, you can resize it to whatever you like. Maybe instead of being vertical, you want to go horizontal. Maybe you want to create a Facebook profile cover. Maybe you have a Facebook page and you want to create a page for Facebook. So just to show you how to do that, if I choose this Facebook cover, then notice the design changes. It goes to a landscape layout, and all is well and all are happy. All right. So you do have that option. If you don't like that and you want to undo, click on that little arrow. This is undo, this is redo, and it'll go back to the way you want it. But I actually am going to go for YouTube. Let's say you want to create a YouTube banner or something like that. I don't know, but I just want to choose a different size, so I went with that one. All right, so that's cool, right? It's cool that that's here. Twitch is in here and stuff like that, and I'm pretty sure more are going to be added. Look, the Etsy cover is in here, so Eventbrite is in here, so that's pretty cool. So you have options. That's really, really cool. All right, so what we're going to do is, so we're going to go with this size, and then I'm going to click on the plus sign. All right, and then so I can choose photo, click on photo, and now you have options in here too. So if you want to create I'm going to go from the bottom. You can, if you have something that you know that's in Google Drive or Google Photos or Dropbox or Lightroom or inside of your libraries, you have those options as well. If you have Adobe Stock, an account with Adobe Stock, or want an account with Adobe Stock, or want to view Adobe Stock to see what they have, to see if you do want to add a photo in there, you can choose that as well. But or if you want to upload from your computer, if you have files that a client's already sent you or the students have already created that you want to use in there, you can choose upload photo. But what we're going to do today is find free photos. Cool thing about this, Adobe works with Unsplash. So these are photos that are free to use. They are licensed under Creative Commons. So you're able to use these photos in here, which is kind of cool. Notice in the search bar, it says search Unsplash, where we're going to type, and you can also go to unsplash.com too, separate from this site if you want to bring in a photo for another program or another project as well. You have that option. All right, so Unsplash. So let's say we want to do welcome, right? So let's say we want to do a welcome sign. Since our students are coming back, we're going to do welcome. And let's say we have a digital, maybe we're creating a class for Apple teachers. Since I like to create classes for teachers, let me see if they have something in here that will work for that. So I'm just going to search in this site and just see if, if I have anything that works. All right, cool. So I have a photo that I want to choose. Now we have the option of pin to background or move freely. Cool thing is, it doesn't really matter what you select. You have the option of changing this when you get in. So if I choose pin to background and I'm like, you know what? I really don't like how that looks. That's not really what I want. Over here to the right, I have this context sensitive menu, which I can go back to move freely and change it right back to move freely. And so now I can move the photo around. Notice now we see the border and the edges of the background in there, but I like pin to background. Notice when pin to background, it is a background image. Okay, so it covers all of the edges. So that part's kind of cool. All right, if you wanted to flip it, let's say you're like, I kind of want to flip that. You can. If you want to flip it vertically, you can. Right now, I'm cool with how it is. But if you want to scale it up, let's say you want hello, you want to focus on that, you can. I'm going to scale it back down. If you wanted to rotate it, you can. If you wanted to, you're like, I want the hello to be straight on. I don't want it to be canted. You have those options as well. I'm going to go back to the way that it was. But let's say I couldn't get back to 0. Let's say I did that. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what do I do? Look at that. I hit undo and it's going to undo the rotate for me. So that's pretty cool. I love having those options. I love being able to play and just knowing that I can undo and go back to another state that it was in before. So that part makes me super happy. Especially when creating something in a new program. All right. So that means don't be afraid to play. That means play, guys. All right. So I have this. It's set. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to add. So I'm happy with the image, but wait. Before we do that, I do want to show you other options. So we have this image over here. If I wanted to add another image, I can, or if I want to enhance this image, I can. But what I'm going to do is go to filters. And then let's say I want to choose a different blend mode with it. Like maybe I want to multiply, kind of make it kind of pink, or I'm going to colorize it, make it kind of cool. And you can keep on clicking until you get to where you want it to be. See, so maybe I want this yellow. Maybe I want that blue. Maybe I want that pink. I don't know. Too many choices. I just don't know what to do. Oh my goodness. But anyway, you have options in here as well. All right. And then if you want to multiply it, change the blend mode to that, you can. The world is yours. If you want to blur it out, like maybe you want it blurred in the background, you kind of don't want that. You want to give it maybe a little blurred effect. You could do that as well, right? And I'm actually, you just go crazy. Or you could just give it just a little softener so that it's not such a hard hello hitting you. All right, so you have that option as well. If you want to affect the image again, like you were in filter, just click on image and it's going to go back to the image. All right, so now I'm going to click this plus sign because the next thing that I want to do is maybe I want to bring in I'm just going to bring in text. All right, so I have text. I have these options of the text here. I could choose any one of these templates. I could choose this one. And what it's going to do is it's going to bring that text in here. And I can change this text to be anything that I want. But it's kind of cool that you have this. So I could say, welcome. Say future. I can say, welcome future Apple. Oops. I'll say Apple creative teachers. Okay. I said, welcome future Apple creative teachers. Hit OK. And then it's going to change. I'm not quite sure I like the way it did that, but I can always double click, go back in it, and try to figure out why. Welcome future Apple creative teachers. Oh, I'm just gonna go with it. I kind of like it. I kind of don't. But anyway, so I have this. Welcome future creative Apple teachers. Welcome future. I think it's the way that it reads. Welcome future Apple creative teachers, creative Apple teachers. I don't know. Or maybe just welcome future Apple teachers. Maybe I'll try that. But I love the word creative. It's just not working for me. Or welcome future creative teachers. You know what? It don't even have to be about Apple. Welcome future creative teachers. Let's see. I like that much better. Okay. That's what I like. All right. So welcome future creative teachers. So let me move this down here. And then I can move it into place wherever it's going to work for me, whatever I like. And maybe I like that. All right. So now I have this kind of, if I want to change it, like if I don't like something, I can always click on it. As soon as you click on it, it is affecting that. I kind of don't want that on the phone. Okay. All right. And then when I have it, and I also want it up a little bit, I am very, very particular about my edges because I don't want, if I print out this flyer, I don't want in any way it to risk being cut off on the edges. I also like to have it. I'm trying not to be too finicky because this is a tutorial just to teach you how to do something. All right, so I have this. Welcome future creative teachers. And let's say I'm okay with this part, but let's say I kind of want maybe something on this side. I'm not quite sure yet. But maybe I want, let me add something else. Let me add text. And maybe I just want an exclamation point. Let me hit done. Okay. And then this is one of my signature things. I love playing with exclamation points and ampersands and there we go. Periods and just punctuation marks in general. All right, so let's say I have welcome future creative teachers. And then maybe I want here, maybe I'm not happy with the way that the letters are spacing or the size. But notice all I did was click on it and it brought up the context sensitive menu, right? So let's say I want, let's say I want to change with the letter spacing. I can. I actually like what the letter spacing is right now, but just know that I can change it to bring it out, or I can change it to bring it in some if I like. I'm going to go with, I want a little bit closer. Maybe there. Maybe there. 7 is good. And if I want to put the line spacing, let's say I want to bring this closer, or I want to extend it out. I'm going to say it's at 40 now. Maybe I want to bring it closer. Maybe I like that better. Or maybe I want to bring it out. I actually like, I think I like this. That's a 27. Yeah, I like that. But okay, and then let's say I wanted to play with the order, which is to bring this behind. I don't, but I have that option right here. Ordering is like layering in other programs. It'll either bring that to the front or to bring that behind, whatever's underneath of it. And if I wanted to change the font, I could. I like this font, but if I want to change it, I could. Also, you'll notice that this is this secondary um, style that's here as well. And with the secondary style, you have options. You can delete that style. And so that's the style that's on the background. I can kind of take it from being as bright as it is. I can take it down, change the opacity a little bit. I can take it to where the opacity all the way down a little bit. So you have that option of adding secondary styles as well. All right, so maybe I think I'm gonna go with, I like even numbers. I'm gonna go with 80%. Okay. I can also change the color of just that one if I wanted to. Um, maybe I want to change the it from, or maybe I want to do the opposite effect with these. Maybe I want to swap these and make that black on white. And then if that's the case, I may go back to, the type, and then put the opacity full. So maybe welcome future creative teachers, instead of it being white, maybe I want it to be black, or something like that. So I don't though. But what if I did? All right. So then what I would do is, now since I have that black, I kind of want this exclamation point the same color. So I'm gonna make that black as well. And then maybe I'm gonna be like, I don't like it, but it's okay. I'm not teaching you guys design, so I'm gonna let it go. And then another thing I like to do too, maybe I will duplicate this and I'll change the color of that one back to that white. And then I'll move this to where, let me see, I'm gonna move over one, down one, over one, down one. Okay. And then maybe I'll change the order so I can show you guys how to do the order. I'll go back up here and change the order to bring it down one. So now that's underneath and it's pretty much, yeah, you know. So maybe I'd want something, to that effect, or maybe I would reverse it, you know, who knows? So I play a lot. So, but let's just go with that for now. Okay. And then, so if we wanted to add maybe another, like want to add an icon to this, maybe want to add like maybe an art, something that represents art, um, or design or pen or what have you. You can add any of that to this. Let me see. Maybe this will, right? So maybe down here at the bottom, since we're talking creativity, I'm going to go in from the bottom, bring this in. And then maybe I'll change the color of that to white or what have you. I mean, it's pretty much, actually, I want to change this color too. So I'm going back to it. I just saw that color and was like, hey, this isn't white. This color right here. This is an off-white. So another thing too, so I'm clicking on this color and it's an off-white. So if I click on it and I can see the color, whenever you have a color and you see this little white circle and the little lines inside of it, you can click on that and then you can actually get the hex number of that color. So if I wanted to, I could copy that number by hitting Command C or Control C, copy it, and then I can paste it in when I click on this color. Or I can click on the next item that I want to affect, which is this white. No, that's current. See if I can get that. Okay, which is the white one. And I want to change that color. So I'm going to click on change color and I can either paste that hexadecimal number that I have in here. Oops, I just hit Control C, wrong one. Or I can click on the eyedropper and I can go and sample that color. And then now that should be the same color. Okay, so now I'm going to do the same thing with this one. I'm going to go to color, click on it, go to color, and the color is actually in here for me. But if it wasn't, I could sample, and choose a different color. So hopefully, let me see. This is the current color. Let me click on that. Let me click off, down. There we go. And let me check on color. Click on color and see if we have, yep, we have that color. Okay, sweet. So that's how you can change the color to make it match whatever else, if you had something else in your design that you wanted to match. I can also move this around. So let's see. So we went over text, we went over icon, we went over photos. So that's all that I want to go over in this area for you guys. If you want to change the layout, let's say you're looking at this and you're like, yeah, I like it, but I'm not really feeling that layout. You can click here where it says layout and you can choose different layouts. So here's one right here. This is just layout. You can choose another one and shuffle them around. And just because you choose a layout doesn't mean that you're stuck with that layout. You have options of changing it as well. So let's say I choose this one. Let's say I choose this one. So in any event, just make sure that you play with the different layouts that you have available for you. So and let's say I choose this one. Another cool thing is, so if I choose this layout, I'm not stuck with the way that it is here. I can still go in, change the colors of stuff. So if I'm clicking on this right panel and I wanted to go with something like this blue, I could. So I still have options of changing stuff around. I'm not married to whatever color that it tells me I have, that it chooses for me. I still have options. I can swap this photo if I want to swap this photo. I could change this background if I want to change this background. So those options are still there for you. So just wanted you to know you're not stuck. Your creativity is endless. And the creativity that this allows you to do is endless. Choose this, something like that. Maybe I'll change the color of this. I tell you, I could be here forever. So, and then let's say you're like, I don't like any of that. You know what I mean? And or another cool thing is, hold on. Say I think stuff on the fly. I'm so sorry. All right, so I'm gonna click here, and then maybe I want to take. Let's see. All right, so now what I'm doing is I'm trying to grab both of these, and it's kind of hard to do. So what I'm doing is my mouse is off of the project, and I'm just going up so that I can select both of these. See how both of them selected now? Another option that we have, if we want to move two things at one time, is this group option over here. So notice they're both selected and the group option comes up. Click on group, and now you can, have fun with your exclamation mark. And if I need to change this a little bit, I can, and move that around. So these options are endless. Let's say this is the design that I want. Now I'm going to change this, change the color. So you just have to select it to affect it. Just remember that. And then maybe I want to now move this to the center and align it with the bottom of this. And then maybe this is what I want. Maybe this is the flyer. I want to welcome future creative teachers, explanation point. Maybe that's how I want it. I don't know, but that's how it's looking right now, right? And then I have this camera over here. Maybe I'll change the size to make it just a little bit smaller, and put the camera here. And then maybe I'll put something here, or maybe not. This I kind of like the way the layout's looking now, without overdoing it as well. But you have those options though, and it's your options to have. Maybe you'll want to put another image in here, maybe not, but it's really up to you. Right now, I'm cool with it. If I wanted to add something else, let's just say I'll go to icon, and let's say I don't know, let's say glitter, because glitter makes the world go round. It's just what it is. People hate glitter or they love it. And I happen to be one of those people who love it. I don't know why. I just do. All right. So let's say I wanted to add some glitter, right? But I don't want it to take away from my design. I kind of want to add it as a just the hint of pop. So I might change the color to that creamish color that we've been using. And then I might go and change let me go back to add. Oops. Oh, I hit on a brand. I was like, oh, all right. So then I might go and change let me click on it. I have to select it to affect it. You saw that? I was struggling. All right. So I might want to change it. Kind of adding like giving it some transparency. Maybe I just want it to show just a bit. Right. So I just want it really just to show, just to add just a little bit of texture to the photo, just so that something's there. So I got these stars. I kind of like it. Maybe I want to duplicate that. And maybe I want to, just to give me repetition of some type, maybe I want to duplicate it so that but I also want it behind the exclamation point. So I might bring it down a little bit to where I can't. I'm going to go down just a little bit more. Yeah, okay. I wanted it behind the exclamation point. So it is. And now, so I have a little bit of repetition. It starts over here, it starts over here. I'm repeating the black, I'm repeating my colors, and I have my elements of design already here. So I have this flyer, right? And the flyer is done and I am ready, right? So I'm ready for the next step. The last thing that I want to show you is, let's say I have this and I want to explore though just a little bit more. Before I send it out, I'm going to click on design. And now I have options where I can choose different variations of this design that I just created. Remember, we have undo. So if we don't like something, we can always change it. But let's say I want to click on this one, right? And so this is showing me a different variation of what I created. Let's say this one, this is a different variation of what I created. So if you don't like what you create and you're like, oh, this is horrible, don't give up, just change it. Go in and change the variation of it. You have that option. Look at this. This is kind of cool, right? With the black, it's putting it all together. It changed the style completely. It's kind of got the outline of the exclamation point, which is kind of mysterious, which I like. And I like the stars kind of over here. So it gives you different options of the layout, which is really, really cool that you might not have thought of. So this is awesome. And let's say I like, I want to try this one. So play. I encourage you to play. If you're like, I'm just the worst, I'm just not creative, you are. You just don't see it yet. And what you will start to see though, which is kind of awesome, the more you play in this, the more it's going to build that creativity to where you're going to be creating this stuff on your own and thinking this stuff out. It kind of gives you a way to think differently and to open up that side of you, because it's in every one of you. That creativity is here. It was here when you were a kid, but somewhere along the line of adulthood, we lost it. So it is there. So I do encourage you guys to play. Please play, and your students will love it. All right. So if I like this, if I want to switch it to this, I can. I'm going to go back to, I kind of like that. So when I like something, I do a screenshot of it just so that I can, so that I can see it. So I'm going to do a screenshot real quick. It's just going to take it. Oh, all right. Well, I'll just do it like this. But I kind of like it. So I do a screenshot and then I'll like try to recreate it later. But I'm going to go back because the one that I want is the one that I had before. So look at that. I'm undoing, and there we go. So now I'm back to the way that I had it, the way that I want it. Boom. So now we are ready for the important part, right? So we have our design. We're 100% through with it. Now we have our options. There's 3 options up at the top. There's this share. There's this invite someone to collaborate. So with your students or the teacher, if you had something that you wanted to collaborate with them, or if you wanted them to look it over and make changes, or if they were their specialties in this area, your specialties in that area, and you want to incorporate that, you can. You absolutely can. So this, you would click on this. And then you'll see that I'm one of the members that's in here. You'll put in their Apple email address, not Apple, goodness. You put in their Spark email address that they have with Adobe, and then you hit invite, and then you're inviting them to work on your project, which is awesome. This is awesome to work with students too. If you have a project that you want them to work on together and collaborate, they can do that as well. So I'm gonna click on the X. If you want to download, you can download as a PNG, as a JPEG, or as a PDF. And you would select it. So let's say I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm going to choose this one, choose start download. and then it's going to download and it's going to appear in your downloads folder. If you guys can see on mine, it's appearing right here. If I choose show in Finder, I'm going to see it. It's in my downloads folder, and I click on it, and then I can bring it up. So this is what it's going to look like in PNG format. So you have those options as well if you want to. And then your last option is share. So you can click on that. You can, this right here, this invite, this is the same as here where you're inviting them to collaborate. I'm going to choose publish, and then I'm going to choose publish to, whatever option. If you don't have all these options, it's okay. I belong to several different groups and with my job, so I have different options available. But you can publish this to your classroom if you're a teacher, and you have Google Classroom, Twitter, Facebook, Teams, if you have Teams activated, email, or a link. I'm going to choose link real quick. And then once I have a link, I can copy this link, and then I can send this link out and people can view it, use it in their presentations or what have you. So that right there in a nutshell is Spark Post. Super easy to do. Again, if you can click a plus sign, you can create a post. You are super creative. You got this. All right. So again, if you guys want to see any other videos, how to use the Spark Page or how to use Spark Voice sooner than the ones that I'm going to create, let me know. I'll create that video for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Hopefully you got something out of this. Hopefully this puts another tool in your tool belt when you're teaching your students and creating the material for them. All right. I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.